Hey there, it's video number 3 of my Guitar 101 video series. This video is about tuning guitars. So let's get to it. The first thing you need to know about tuning a guitar are the open strings, which is something I went over in my previous video, but for the sake of you maybe not having seen that video, let's go over that again. So the saying goes like this. We got Elvis ate dynamite, goodbye Elvis. E, A, D, G, B, E. Okay? If you don't know that, you cannot tune your guitar. You do not know what to tune to. One more time. E, A, D, G, B, E. Okay? We'll get back to it later. So anyway, let's look at what I've written on this whiteboard here. So if you look right here, I have all the natural notes in music that we get. Okay? It only goes to G. There's no H note, I note, J note, whatever. It only goes to G. And you need to get used to G and A being right next to each other. When you look right here, G and A, they look really far. But no, what happens is after G, the alphabet starts over and it continue again. B would be right here, C. If I had kept writing notes, that's what would happen. Okay, so get used to G and A being used next to each other. So, when we're going this way through the alphabet, that is going higher in music. It's going higher in pitch. It's basically the same as going this way on the guitar neck. So if I go da 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 da, okay, that's going higher. I go this way, that's lower, and that's when you move this way through the alphabet. Ba, 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 ba. Okay? Cool. So why I bring that up is that when we do these guys, the little tuning pegs here, if we go counterclockwise, you're making the string tighter, which makes the string go higher in pitch. It makes the string go this way. Hence why I have counter, which is short for counterclockwise, written right here, and an arrow facing that way. Okay? Now, if I go clockwise on these guys, we're going to go this way through the alphabet. Okay, we're going lower. All right. So, basically, what you need to know is that there are some notes in between some of these notes, and that's what these guys up here are. Okay, this symbol here is a sharp sign, and this symbol here is a flat sign. All right. This is the same note. They aren't two different notes. A sharp and B flat is the same thing. And that note is in between A and B. So if you're looking on your tuner and you see symbols like these, you're not tuning to the right note. I've seen people do that. They try to tune the A string and they tune it to A sharp. And they think they're right, but they're wrong. They tune to the wrong note. A sharp and A are completely different notes. So be wary of that when you look on a tuner. Okay, you can also find those notes in between C and D. We get a C sharp and a D flat. Between D and E, we get a D sharp and an E flat. All right, once again, these are only one note, but they have two names. All right, we got a note in between F and G, that's F sharp and G flat, and we got a note between G and A, all right, which is G sharp and A flat. Okay, now, if you notice, there isn't one between B and C and E and F. All right, that's just how music is. You aren't going to get a B sharp or a C flat, or an E sharp or an F flat. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to get this guitar in tune. It's really out of tune right now, but we're going to get it in tune and we're going to use this as a guide. So let's turn on my tuner here. This is a really common tuner nowadays. This is a Snark tuner. You're going to find these most anywhere, okay? But you can find tuners at a lot of different places. You can find apps on your phone that are tuners, okay? The only thing that sucks about that is that it needs to pick up the sound just like this. These tuners here, you clip on your headstock and it picks up the vibrations. So if you're tuning like with an app on your phone and like there's other noise happening, it might pick up that noise and not give you, some accurate readings to get your guitar in tune. So be aware of that. There's a bunch of different types of tuners out there, but nowadays most people seem to be going with like these clip-on tuners, usually the Snark ones, or apps on their phone. So anyway, let's check this tuner out. Okay? Cool, so I'm going to hit the, so here I am, I'm hitting the lowest string, the E, open, Okay, now what's it reading there? Okay, so we got an E. Okay, so we're pretty close. So it's reading the right note. So what you need to do is you need to get it to read the right note and to have it in the middle there. When it's to the right here, it's a little too tight. When it's to the left here, it's a little too loose. So if you remember, counterclockwise tighter, clockwise looser. So it's going a little bit to the right. So I'm going to turn this peg here, okay, a little bit clockwise. You'll hear it go down. And then boom, there it is. We're in tune with that E. Okay, cool. So that string is in tune now. We got the right note name, and it's in the middle there. So let's check this out. Let's see what our A is doing. Okay, so it's not reading A. It's reading G sharp. It may be a little faint, but that little sharp sign is there. G sharp. So let's look. So here's G sharp. It's in between G and A. And it's this way from A. It's to the left of A. So that means it's too low. It's too loose. So we got to do counterclockwise to get it up to A. So I'm going to turn my little peg here. I'm going counterclockwise. And then let's see where our tuner's at. I'm going to keep going. Now look, now it's reading A. Then I get it in that middle there. And boom, I'm in tune. So there's the A string. Let's go to the D string now. Okay, so it's reading D, but if you look, there's a D sharp sign, so that's not the same note, right? Okay, so here's D sharp. It's to the right of D. So I need to go clockwise to make it lower to get it down to D. And if you see, I'm going to turn this going clockwise. Oh, whoops. I'm hitting the wrong string. I'm sorry. There we go. I'm going clockwise. Good. And there's D. Pretty in tune, it's looking. Yeah, good. All right, so this is where things get interesting. So this is where you really need to look at the headstock of your guitar. Okay, it depends on what type of guitar you're playing. But a lot of acoustic guitars do this. They have the 3 on top and the 3 on bottom. Okay, so what happens is these are upside down. So these directions actually flip-flop because they're upside down. So when I'm on these last 3 strings here, since they're upside down, this will be clockwise now, and that'll be counterclockwise. Okay, now not every guitar does that. Sometimes, like if you look at my electric guitar here, look at my headstock, I got all pegs on the top. There's nothing on the bottom. So all the pegs will follow the directions I have on the whiteboard. But some guitars, usually acoustics, and even some electric guitars, will be like this, where it flip-flops the direction. Okay, so here we go. So everything's the same, just we flip-flop this. This is now clockwise, and that's now counter. Okay, so cool. So this is the G string. Let's see where we're at. What's our tuner giving us? We got an F sharp. Okay, so here's F sharp. All right, we need to be G, so we need to go this way. So we need to go clockwise because we're upside down. You can see I'm turning it. And then I get it in the middle there. And there's G. Cool. All right. Nice. So we got, that was good. So the next string is bi for B. Let's check out B. So it's reading A sharp. So here's the note we want, but here's A sharp. Okay, whoops. All right. So when you go this way, right, but it's not counter anymore. It's clockwise because we're on the upside down pegs. There's B. Nice and in tune. Okay, cool. All right, now the last one is E. So it's reading F. Okay, So here's F, and remember, there's no extra note in between E and F. Okay, so F, we're just a little bit high, so we need to go this way, but remember, it's counterclockwise, because it's upside down. Good. Now that guitar is in tune. Yeah, there we go. Nah, it's still a little off, I got it, but it's pretty close. Alright, cool. So, that's how you tune. So here's some helpful tips with this. First off, make note of you know, the direction. If things get upside down, you got to flip-flop the directions. I've said that 10 billion times in this video, but I'm saying it again. Okay. Also, make sure you're turning the right one, which I messed up on earlier. Okay, what you can do, follow the string. See, look at me, I'm following the E string, and follow it all the way to here. I'm on this, so that means it's this peg. Okay, and so on and so on. Do that with all the strings. And realize, I don't know if you noticed this, but when I got to the third string, the G, when things flip upside down, I actually go clear over here. So it goes like this. It goes E, here, let me get rid of my tuner. Okay, it goes E, A, D, G, B, E. See, it's not, you would think that that would be the G, right? No, no, no. E, A, D, G, B, E. So watch out for that. And some people's guitars don't even need to worry about that. They might all be on top. Okay? And also, use your ear. You can hear when notes are going up and down, especially after you've been playing a while. Like, listen to this. You can hear it go. It's going up, right? Going up. You can hear it go. Okay, use your ear if you get confused on the direction. And speaking of using your ear, I'm going to talk about how you tune that way too. So how you can tune with your ear is you use the 5th fret on every string except for the 3rd string, the G string. That string, it's the 4th fret. And what you can do is you can compare it to the next open string, all right? And if they sound the same, you should be in tune. So I'll show you what I mean by that. So here I am, like I said, on the 5th fret. That's an A note. That's the exact same A note as the next string, which is A. So if you're in tune, I'm a little off because I played with it, but if you're in tune, that note should sound the same. Okay? So if I go to the next string on the 5th fret, that's a D note, which will help you tune your D string. So if you're in tune, that note should sound the same. Okay, see, like if I mess around here, they're going to be off now. Listen, pretty ugly, right? You're out of tune. Okay, if I go to this one, this is the 5th fret on the 4th string. This is a G note. I can use that to tune the G string. And like I said, you go to the 4th fret on the 3rd string, okay, for the B note. And then finally, you go to the E, the 5th fret to get that last E. Okay, so that's how you can tune by ear. A lot of people know that. It's a really common thing. Here's a few things about that. For one, if you don't have a musical ear yet, you're probably not going to be able to use that method. Sometimes it can take people a long time to develop that, to be able to hear that the notes are off. Okay, so that's something to consider. If you're just starting out and this is your first instrument, that might not be the best way to try to tune your guitar. And another thing you got to watch out for with that method is if this low E is a little off, okay, your whole guitar, like let's say this E is a little flat and you use that method to tune to that. That means your whole guitar, like the strings will be in tune with each other, but every string will be just a little bit flat. Okay, so just be aware of that. Be careful with that. To avoid that, one thing you can do is to get another guitar that is in tune and just tune this guitar to that guitar, tune that low E, and then use that 5th fret method, okay, to tune the rest of the strings. Or you can like use a piano or just any other instrument that has an E note, which I would assume is most every instrument, except for percussion instruments, I guess, but anyway, going off in a tangent. So that is tuning in a nutshell. Hopefully that helped you out with things. If you have any questions, please, comment them on this video and I'll do my best to answer them. Anyway, that's video number 3, and I'll see you next time.